Hello everybody. In this screencast we're going to show you how easy it can be to import Excel documents into an ExtJS grid. What we see a lot is that data is being passed around by companies in Excel formats, and at some point in time they want to be able to import these Excel files into an ExtJS grid or an application so that it gets stored on the server. So let's try and implement this in our application. What we're going to be starting with is a simple grid panel. It's an instance of an x.grid.panel, nothing fancy about it. It's got a private store which works off a memory proxy for storing data internally. It's got 3 columns, a name, email and phone, which connect to the fields of the store, and when we import the Excel file in our application we want to be able to store it in this store. So let's try and add this functionality to our test application. To see exactly how long it takes us, we will start with stopwatch and stop it when we're done coding. The first thing we'll have to do is add the Gearbox import-export package to our app.json as a require. And when we then step into our terminal and run sencha app refresh, the package gets pulled into the application automatically. While that is running, we'll make a couple of changes to our view. First we have to swap out the normal store for a store that knows how to work with files. We change the store type and the proxy to file and then remove the reader. At this moment in time, the grid is able to work off Excel files, but we still have to add droppable behavior to the grid panel. Because this can only be done once the DOM elements are there, we will add this to the after render function. And now we're done, so we can stop the timer. So what we did in the after render function is bind the droppable behavior to the grid. So when something is dropped onto the grid, the store wants to know about it. And everything else is just handled by the Gearbox data file store. So let's see if it works. We go to a grid, we reload the page, and we take one of our Excel files, in this case an XLSX binary file, drop it onto the grid, and there's our data, Excel. Of course we can also take an XLSX XML file, drop it on there, or take a CSV file and drop it onto the grid. It all just works. And all that in just 1 minute. Well, if it's possible to add Excel import into our application in just 1 minute, let's take a little bit more time and see if we can also add Excel export. To trigger the download, I will add a tool to the grid header, which launches a callback function. And the callback function, what it does is it fetches the store from the grid. And once it has a reference to that store, it asks the store to download or to export a file named cool in XLSX format. And we're done again. But don't take my word for it, of course I will demonstrate it right away. We just implemented import, so we can just refresh the grid, drag a CSV document onto the grid to import our data, and then when we hit the tool, we will export the file in XLSX format named cool.xlsx. And when we open it, we immediately see our data from our grid represented in there. The nice thing about this is it also works with reordering the columns. When I reorder the columns and then download the data or sort it, all the changes in my grid are immediately represented in the Excel download I get. So in 1 minute and 40 seconds we have import and export functionality from Excel, XLSX and CSV formats, just by including the Gearbox import-export package, which is automatically added into our application by sencha cmd. Thanks for watching, and we will be back with our next screencast very soon.